Peace. What's happening? Let me share this out real quick and we are going to get started with bam. Matter of fact. Drop the link in there for you. Alright. Play a little groove before we get started.
Time ago there was one man, and he came to teach Moors who was being called Negroes and blacks.
And
you see, it was sort of like this guy three wise men used to speak about way back in the day. And he was for love instead of hate. And he stood on 5 principles. It was love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Alright. And no disrespect to the 6th guy. That's 6. But this man here, he was rolling with them 7s. He was rolling with them 7s. He was rolling with them 7s. Now we rolling with them 7s. Yeah, we rolling with the 7s. Put them 7s up. If you rolling with the 7s.
Noble Drew Ali was one of the greatest men to come among us. So teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Noble Drew Ali, that was his line. To help us know ourselves, that's why he kind. Yeah, I used to be so angry, spitting flying. But once I seen the light, that is when it changed. Once you know the truth, it change your eyes. You could see our people for we are, not the lies. Now I understand why they try to keep us lost. Our ancestors great, when they really had the sauce. They gave hella knowledge, hella culture to the world. They're trying to make us slaves, but y'all ain't keep it there. Without even knowing, making gold out of dirt. We always showing love, that's probably why it hurt. My people wanna chill, my people want serenity. And it seemed like I want some more enemies. We all about love, we all about peace. Throw them 7s up when you see us in the streets. Yes. No, we throw them 7s. Hit them with the help. You know this feel like hell. Oh yeah. 7s up right there. 7s up right there.
See, when you understand the spiritual nature of the 7 and how it manifests all around us,
let it run.
allow us to understand our divine nature. It must be challenging for others to understand who we are. You know, they place labels on us, try to something remove us from our divinity, calling us everything outside of who we truly are. And what happens when we identify with the name or label that someone else has given us? We forget our divinity, who we truly are. See, the thing about language is that it has the same dual nature as everything else. It can be beautiful, but at the same time, it can be stifling to our nature. So when we identify with something that limits us to the material realm, it strips us of our divinity. We are beyond labels. We are made in supreme likeness. Wake up, divine man. You are creators with the same likeness. See, a divine man represents the will. And when a divine man has the will to do something, and he directs his will with the spiritual power of the divine woman, oh, the beauty of what you can create. Everything around us is because we created it. Let's get back to that. Back to conscious creativity. I will honor your highest expression,
killed her. Not killed her. She was amazing on that. Waiting on you, divine man. Peace, 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 peace. I'm Rami Salam Mel. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. This is Moorish Koran class, chapter 33, Holy Instructions from the Prophet, Gratitude. And that is coming from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It was also called the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. This is also known as the Quran Circle 7. It was divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, who is a universal prophet, came for all of humanity, but came specifically for so-called black people because we needed him the most at the time. Still needed him most. And so we've been reading the chapters one by one. We are now on chapter 33, Gratitude. Very important. Before I get started, I said, man, I had this book here. This is the gospel of hip hop. I was playing a little hip hop. I said, well, let me read what the word of the day is. It says, if God, this is March 7th, if God in heaven gives intellectual aid, what is really and truly man-made? KRS-One, amazing book. Appreciate it. Gratitude. You know what I'm talking about? Well, let's get to the chapter from the Quran Circle 7 today. Holy Instructions, Gratitude. And I already have some words written down: benefactor, amiable, avarice / avaricious. We're going to read through, and then we'll get to looking up the words to understand what it means, and then read back through again. As the branches of a tree return their sap to the root from whence it arose, as a river poureth its streams to the sea, whence the spring was supplied, so the heart of a grateful man delighteth in returning a benefit received. He acknowledgeth his obligation with cheerfulness. He looketh on his benefactor with love and esteem. And if to return it be not in his power, he nourished the memory of it in his breast with kindness. He forgetteth it not all the days of his life. The heart of a grateful man is like the clouds of heaven, which drops upon the earth fruits, herbage, and flowers. But the heart of the ungrateful is like a desert of sand, which swalloweth with greediness the showers that fall, and burieth them in its bosom, and produce nothing. Envy not thy benefactor, neither strive to conceal the benefit he hath conferred. For thou to oblige is better than to be obliged. Though the act of generosity commandeth admiration, yet the humility toucheth the heart, and is amiable on the sight of both Allah and man. But receive not a favor from the hand of the proud. To the selfish and avaricious have no obligation. The vanity of pride shall expose thee shame. The greediness of avarice shall never be satisfied. Whoo-wee. This chapter is a deep one, man. It's a lot going on. Let me look up these words. Let's start with benefactor. And the reason we look at the words, wise teacher told me, you never read past a word without looking it up if you don't understand it. So anytime you're studying, anytime you're reading, whether it's the Quran or anything that you're reading, if it's a word that you see and you don't understand it, take a second, look up the word, get the definition, then double back and read it again. Right now, benefactor, B-E-N-C, B-E-N. There it goes. Benefactor. Benefactor. A person who confers a benefit, kindly helper, A person who makes a bequest or endowment as an institution. Synonym: patron, supporter, sponsor, backer, protector. A person who confers a benefit. Benefit. Why are we here? Benefit. Something that is advantageous or good, an advantage. All right. Benefactor. Amiable. Amiable. I looked this word up before, but I don't remember what it means. Amiable. Having or showing pleasant, good-natured personal qualities, affable, friendly, sociable, agreeable, willing to accept the wishes, decisions, or suggestions of another or others. Gotcha. Lovable or lovely. Synonyms is gracious. Got it. Okay. The antonyms will be rude, unfriendly, or hostile. So amiable. The humility toucheth the heart and is amiable on the sight of both Allah and man. Amiable. Is pleasant. Accept the wishes, suggestions. Lovely. Pleasant, lovely. In the sight of Allah and man. And this is from line 5. Envy not the benefactor, neither strive to conceal the benefit he had conferred. For though to oblige is better than to be obliged, the act of generosity commandeth admiration. The act of generosity commandeth admiration, and yet the humility toucheth the heart and is amiable on the sight of both Allah and man. Got it. Okay. Avarice. Boom. Avarice and avaricious. Avarice. Insatiable greed for riches. Wow. Okay. Insatiable greed for riches, inordinate miserly desire to gain and hoard wealth. Ooh. Got it. Avarice. Characterized by avarice, greedy, covetous. Synonyms: avaricious, covetous, greedy, rapacious. Wow. Avarice often implies a pathological driven greediness for money or other valuables and usually suggests a concomitant miserliness. Wow. Covetous implies a powerful and usually illicit desire for the property or possessions of another. Wow. Greedy, the most general of these terms, suggests a naked and uncontrolled desire for almost anything: food and drink, money, emotional gratification. Wow. All right. It says, but receive not a favor from the hand of the proud. To the selfish and avaricious have no obligation. The vanity of pride shall expose thee shame. The greediness of avarice shall never be satisfied. To the selfish and the avaricious have no obligation. Don't get help from the selfish and the avaricious. The avaricious is the greedy and the covetous. The one that has insatiable greed for riches. Don't get help from that person. It says, receive not a favor from the hand of the proud. That person is super proud. Don't receive a favor from them. To the selfish and the avarice have no obligation. And while we here, we just gonna look up obligation. Wow. Glad I looked up avaricious again. My goodness. Obligation. Something by which a person is bound or obliged to do certain things, which arises out of a sense of duty or results from custom, law. Ooh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. To the selfish and the avaricious have no obligation. Obligation is something by which a person is bound or obliged to do certain things, which arise out of a sense of duty or results from customs or law. My goodness. Oh, glad I looked up the word obligation. Something that is done or is done for such reasons, a binding promise, contract, sense of duty. 5. Law. An agreement enforceable by law originally applied to promises under seal. A document containing such agreement. A bond containing a penalty. Any bond, note, bill, certificate, or the like as of a government or a corporation, serving as evidence of indebtedness. Oh my goodness. And then at number 8, a favor, service, or benefit for which gratitude is due. Oh my goodness. What did that last one say? 10, the state of being under debt. Under a debt as of gratitude for a favor, service, or benefit. Interesting. Obligation. This is why it pays off to look up the words, man. Just doubling back, just to highlight, some lines that I found was really powerful. The heart of the grateful man is like the clouds of heaven, which drops upon the earth fruits, herbage, and flowers. But the heart of the ungrateful is like a desert of sand, which swalloweth with greediness the showers that fall, and burieth them in its bosom, and produceth nothing. So when you have a grateful heart, man, so many blessings come up out of that. When you have an ungrateful heart, it don't produce anything. I mean, man, beautiful language and just powerful to understand. And also, the analogy at the front, at the top, as the branches of a tree return the sap to the root from which it arose, as a river poureth its streams to the sea whence the spring was supplied, so the heart of a grateful man delighteth in returning a benefit received. And it, I take that line on several levels. A benefit received from our parents, the people that birthed and raised us. Return the favor, just like you're returning, as it's saying, the branches of the tree. We branches of that tree. But then, that's one level of it. But then the higher level is returning the benefit received and being delightful for the one that gave us life, that created everything, our creator. So, it's a deep line, and the heart of a grateful man is the one who delighteth in doing that. And just personally for me, when I started focusing, every day on finding something to be grateful for, it's a lot going on. A lot of people have issues, problems. This world, I'm talking about this entire world, not just Moors, not just our people here in America, North America, but, the world, everybody is suffering and struggling through certain issues. Um, but I found that when you can find something to be grateful for, you know what I mean? You go outside, hear the birds chirping, or hear nothing and hear the peace and quiet. Hear a river or a stream flowing. Um, the sun or the rain, some snow. Finding something to be grateful for. Did you woke up today and you can breathe? Um, when you start doing that, uh, just life becomes a little bit easier to manage. You start seeing the beautifulness and everything, um, and I feel it's just good for you. You know what I mean? And I mean, here in the chapter is telling us this. He acknowledged his obligation with cheerfulness. He looketh on his benefactor with love and esteem. And if to return it be not in his power, he nourished the memory of it in his breast with kindness. You know, we can't truly repay God, Allah, our Creator, for giving us life and the whole creation. We really can't do that. Or even our parents, really. But we can do the best we can and appreciate the memories of it with kindness as best that we can. Um, you know, and that's at the essence of being gracious or being grateful. Matter of fact, the chapter is named Gratitude. We didn't even look up the word gratitude. Let's see, that might help also. Gratitude. Gratitude for this tea. Gratitude. The quality of feeling or being grateful or thankful. That don't really break it down. So let's get to grateful. Grateful. Warmly or deeply appreciative of kindness or benefits received. Thankful. Expressing or actuated by gratitude. Pleasing to the mind or senses, agreeable or welcome, refreshing. Pleasing. Like for me, right now, today, I'm grateful for this Buddha hibiscus tea. Be a rainbow in someone's cloud. Maya Angelou. One time for Buddha tea. I'm grateful for this tea. Grateful to be alive. What is something you're grateful for? You ain't got to necessarily type it in the chat or whatever, but something to think about, something to go out through every day. When you wake up, you may have a lot of issues that you're dealing with. Find something that you can be grateful for, even if it's one thing. And if it helps, if you really want to get into it, get a journal, start or a diary, start writing this down every day. Just write one thing down. Today, I'm grateful for such and such. Or you went throughout your whole day and you find something that throughout your day you was grateful for, and you come home and you write down, man, today this happened, and I was truly grateful for the bus. You know what I mean? Because the bus driver, he seen me running down the block and like, hey, hold up, and he could have pulled off, and they held up for me. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're grateful for, I know I'll be grateful for that sometimes. You feel me? But that's it. The chapter itself is very small, but it's got a lot in there. The key being grateful, showing gratitude to the people that give you an advantage, to help you out, and most importantly, showing gratitude to our Creator. Next week we have chapter 34. Holy instructions from the prophet, sincerity. That one is oh my goodness. Yeah, goodness. I love that chapter. That chapter is a powerful chapter. And just again, that last line is powerful. But receive not a favor from the hand of the proud. Don't receive a favor from the person that's too prideful. To the selfish and the avaricious have no obligation. No obligation. The vanity of pride shall expose thee to shame. The greediness of avarice shall never be satisfied. The greediness of the avarice shall never be satisfied. Or in that greed, as it in the teachings of Ptah-hotep, it talks about if you want to guard against evil, guard against greed above all others. Wasn't lying, man. That's a jewel. I don't see any questions. So I think I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate it. Much love to you. Please keep studying. Look up the words if you're reading and you don't understand what it means. Drop that link in there one more time. Bam. That's for you can read. If you don't have the Holy Quran at your house, you can read this online. This was chapter 33, gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Much love. Keep shining. Study Noble Drew Ali. And most importantly, love instead of hate. That is the key. That is the way. All right. Peace.